So, you finally arrived. I've been waiting on you for almost a fortnight. I heard that you tried to escape, and it took them a few days to find you. Tell me, why is that exactly? Do you know why you're here? No. Well, that's a very interesting story. One I'm about to explain to you. So, why don't you walk with me? I'll explain everything. You're probably wondering why you're here. I can imagine your confusion. You've been working on a farm your whole life. Why would a queen want you in her court? Well, you see, you're more than just a farmhand. I'm sure you know of the country of Ulten. My father, late father, rest his soul, murdered the king and queen of Ulten, King Martin and Queen Pavetta. Yes, may they rest in peace. Well, I'm sure you've also heard the rumors that after their heir was born, they sent their young child away to be protected. I know, most people seem to think the same, that it's all hogwash. No one actually thinks it's true. But that's the funny thing about secrets, especially ones as ridiculous as that. You start to spread them around, and people don't believe them anymore. But in fact, they are the truth. You see, they really did send their only heir away to a small farm just like yours. I've been searching for their heir ever since my father died. Why? Ulten is only the second largest country, mine being the first largest. It has the biggest army, the most ships, more than mine. It could be a great alliance, don't you think? Yes, if only I could find the heir. Look at me. You're smart, aren't you? You can't seriously tell me you haven't figured it out yet. You are the heir. The one I've been searching for. The heir to Ulten. The one I need to create an alliance with. Of course they never told you. Ignorance is bliss after all. Yes. If my father killed your parents, and people seem to think you don't actually exist, why do it by the book? Well, that's the thing. My father did try to take Ulten by force. The people revolted. They wouldn't accept a foreign ruler. And that's why we need you. The people drove our armies out of Ulten. We need a legitimate claim to the throne. They'll never accept us otherwise. They'll never accept me. And that is why I need you. And that is why we are to be married. No. I thought that this might happen. See, you don't really have a choice, though, do you? No, you really don't have a choice. See, me and my advisors foresaw this, which is why we have him. No, don't move. I won't let you touch him. Don't worry though, he is alright. My men did not rough him up too much. Yes, this is the man that you see as your father. The farmer that took you in. See though, that's a lie. I feel you owe him a great deal for taking you in, but as I said, that's a lie. He was never some farmer that took you in out of the kindness of his heart. No, this was all just a picture they painted to make you feel gratitude towards him. Now, watch it crumble to pieces as I reveal to you his true nature. But of course you don't know who he really is. He's only Irving Allister, one of the greatest swordsmen who ever lived. Well, I suppose he's not so great anymore. Age seems to have taken a toll on him. Though I will admit he did take down 3 of my greatest soldiers in our attempts to steal him from your farmhouse. But look at him now, on his knees and bloodied. So, I'm going to make this quite clear. You're going to marry me and claim your throne, or I'm going to kill Irving Allister, the greatest swordsman who ever lived. Your face. You seemed so bright and cheery before, but now, not so much. Don't worry. I promise I won't hurt him anymore. As long as you obey. Kill you? You're daft, aren't you? I can't kill you. I need you. And if you try to kill yourself, we will have a problem. Anyways, you're smart. You know that if you hurt yourself, I'll have no need for Alistair anymore, and I'll just be rid of him. So, do as I say, don't hurt yourself, be happy in front of our guests, and you will have a very happy existence here. Well, about as happy as I can make it. Of course, I have no intentions of mistreating you, as long as you do as you're told. Are we in agreement? Good. I knew that you would be compliant. So, shall we discuss the wedding? What are my plans with your country? Well, I don't intend to be a tyrant or anything of the sort. I simply want to be a part of the greatest dynasty this world has ever known. And I hope that you will take that journey with me, willingly or otherwise. So again, the wedding. I've spoken to my advisors, and, well, as soon as you lay claim to your throne, we should make a formal alliance, and the wedding should be after. while I have you here with me, we should discuss your duties here. Well, I don't really intend to lock you away in a room for the rest of your life. You should have duties, as I have mine. You will be king, and I will be your queen. You should make appearances at court and speak with our advisors. You do have to learn how to be a king, since, you've been a dirty peasant your whole life. Meaning no offense, of course, though you should take a bath before, showing your face in court, of course. Yes. Of course I want you to rule with me. I mean, at the very least, you did grow up in Alten, even if it was only on a farm. You've met its people. You know the troubles, things they might wish to change and such. As I said, I don't want to be a tyrant. I want to rule better than those who came before me. And I think you might help me on that journey. I know that this isn't perhaps the best situation to be in, but it's just business. And you may never come to love me, but we will rule together. Even if it has started out a bit bloody and dirty. Hopefully things will be better between us in the future. Here we are. Yes, this is where you will be staying. Some of my servants have already drawn a bath for you. We will discuss things later, but as of now I must leave you. I have some matters to attend to. And I hope to see you at dinner. Well, I'd better get going, love. I've got you. Why do you seem so upset? Do you not hear the hounds? Can you imagine? They would have ripped you limb from limb. This truly is my favourite game to play with you. You always think you can run away, but I know you better than anyone. I know exactly where you'll go and where you think you can hide. You'll never get away from me. Anyways, my love, there's a carriage waiting for us over there. Will you not ride back with me? No. Well, I suppose we could drag you behind it. That's what I thought. Come now, love. We're off back to the castle. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Well, if you don't like it, maybe you should stop trying to run away. I've already tried everything in my power to make things good for you, but it's just not enough, is it? Anyways, let me see that arm of yours. Why? It's all scratched up. I need to put some ointment on it. Of course I care. You're just an idiot. And sometimes your idiocy brings out the worst in me. But I can be nice. And I promise. Anyways, we'll be back at the stables soon. I'll have your personal staff of maids draw you a nice bath. We'll get you all cleaned up and we can have dinner together. How does that sound? I know tonight wasn't exactly... Probably didn't go exactly as you'd planned it to, but... I wish you would just do your duty. I'm trying to do mine. You just make me so frustrated sometimes it's hard. And I try to help you and to love you, but you just want to run away. You don't want to help me help you. And I just wish you would understand that you have to stay here forever. I'm sorry. You think I chose this life? We were born into it. We have no other choice. And I know that it affects you more than it affects me. I suppose I had a bit more time to prepare for this life, but you don't have any other options. What will running away get you? Everyone knows who you are. You're the crowned prince. What do you think a couple of people picking you up on the side of the road would do if they found out who you were? They'd sell you for gold in an instant to the highest paying man if they thought it might put food in their child's belly. It's not safe for you. And you treat it as if it's some sort of game. It's not. There are worse people out there than me. I hope you know that. Getting married to someone you don't love. There are worse things in the world. You must realize that. If only you weren't so naive. Things might be better for us. I only want you to understand how important our union is for the entire country. Yours as well. Think of all the people's lives who would be changed for the better if our countries were to unite. And yet you run away from your fate, your destiny. It may not be the adventure you'd always read about as a child, but you will be king. You will. And we will rule together. The wedding is in less than a month, and I truly hope that by then you've woken up out of whatever daze you're in, whatever dream you're living in, that you can just go back to being a farm boy, because you can't. This is your life now. You need to start acting like a king, because very soon you will be. You can't keep acting like this childish little boy. You're more than that. I know you are. And it may be hard for you to realize, but you have to. Maybe you don't realize how much stress you're putting on me. Or maybe you just don't care. But you need this to work out just as much as I do. It looks like we'll be at the stable soon. You should get some rest. I'll wake you up when we get there. Hello there, sleepyhead. No, there's no need to be frightened. I just didn't want to wake you. So I moved you here to this bench and just let you rest your head on my lap. You seemed so happy earlier. But perhaps you were just dreaming about something nice. I didn't mean to startle you. I just thought you'd want to sleep. It's been quite a long night for you, after all. But we're home now. We still need to get back up to the castle and draw your bath, but it's nice in here, don't you think? All the horses are so friendly and I don't know. It's just a nice little quiet place. I like to come here sometimes after a long day and just kind of sit. It's really peaceful, isn't it? You really think so? That actually makes me quite happy. Well, I hope we can share more peaceful moments such as these together. Maybe you could even come down here with me sometime. I wouldn't mind. Really. Despite what you think, I do enjoy our time together. Like I said, sometimes your displacement towards me brings out a side of me that I'm not very proud of. I'm quick to anger, and when I am, I do really stupid things. I want to apologize even though I know that I'll only continue to do them. I try, but sometimes it just feels like it's not enough. But I am sorry about this whole situation. You didn't deserve to have everything that you loved taken away from you the way that you did. If only things could be different, right? But they aren't. So I just feel like we're here, so we should be making the best of everything that's thrown at us. Not try to run away from it. Which is why I just don't understand the way that you think. It's not how my brain is. It's just not how I am. And I want to understand you. I want things to work out between us. I just wish you would be a little more open-minded. You're so closed off to everything I suggest, and it's extremely frustrating. Truly. You're right. I should let you put in your own suggestions. How about this? Have dinner with me tonight, without putting up a fight, and we can talk about things with each other. I'll listen to you, and you listen to me. Really? That's good. This is progress. Well, come. We must get back to the castle. Quickly. Come on. To my new husband, the king of Old Terre. Why the long face, my love? Today is our wedding night. Shouldn't you, of all people, be happy? Come now, dear. Even if you are upset, you mustn't let people see it. It is our job as king and queen to appear happy, even if we are not. I see you're drunk, as is your right. Today is a day of celebration. And if you wish to consume large amounts of alcohol, I will not complain. However, if this is a way to cope or get out of duties later in the night, you will find me very disappointed. Of course it's not a threat. Why would I threaten my husband? I will be a dutiful wife and love you forever and always. Oh, what is it? Pray tell me, husband. If you do not wish to be around this many people, then just say so. We will retire early. Of course not. It is a wedding night, after all. No one will be suspicious for any reason if you choose to leave the celebrations early. Do not embarrass me. This day is quite important for our alliance. You would do well to remember who I hold in my possession, dearest husband. Keep your voice down. We must appear completely and totally in love. Do not speak to me that way. I will not be talked down to in my own home. I am queen. Yes, you are king. King of some far-off land, and you are in my custody. Though it might appear the other way around to onlookers, you and I know very well how it truly is. Good. Now, take my waist and appear madly in love with me. You must. Certain lives depend on it. see there? Yes, the oh-so-wonderful Duke and Duchess. They are the light of this court, are they not? Yes. Songs are written of their love. But did you know the Duke has 7 mistresses? Yes, it's quite a scandal. And those of importance, such as myself, are one of the very few who know of it. Their love is a lie. And if you continue to act like this, ours must be too. I wish for nothing more but to find true love with you. But if you insist on being this difficult, we will end up like the Duke and Duchess. However, I will be the Duke of the situation. Good. You seem to understand a bit more now. Oh, for heaven's sake! You look awful and you're doing it on purpose. Everyone, please continue to eat, drink, and be merry. My dearest love and I will retire to our bedchambers a bit earlier than expected. I am sure you all know what that means. Please, do not stop on our account. We will be with you again shortly. Come, love. We must perform our marital duties now. What on earth was that? No, I don't want to hear excuses. You're wobbling around with a grimace on your face like some drunk fool. It was embarrassing. No, you have got to be kidding me. Bed you? No, husband, not on this night. You probably could not even do your duty in that sort of state. Not like I'd force you anyways. God knows you hate me. Is that really so funny? Go on. If I'm wrong, tell me. Wrong to assume that you hate me after everything I've done. And it does not matter if it was for the good of the kingdom. What would you care? You were some farm boy, living the high life. Now you must marry some selfish monarch. And you must learn to be a king overnight. Practically. If you hated me, I would not be surprised. Not even in the slightest. Still, like it or not, you are to be a king. You are to rule, in some ways. You cannot act this way. No, I do not hate you either. Why would I? I mean, I suppose we don't even know each other well enough to... Well, I don't know you well enough to hate you. Well, yes. I did have spies, but none of them reported back anything negative about your character. No, I'm not angry with you. I'm stressed. I've been taught and talked to about this night for my entire life. That it was supposed to be scary, or some said something to look forward to. And yet here we are, bickering as if we've already been married for a lifetime. With the way you are, you couldn't. And as I already said, I don't want to. Look, I know you do not love me. I will not force you, and you will not force yourself. Sure, if it goes on for a long time, we might have to, or else people will talk. But for now, I don't want this. Perhaps we were both coaxed into this marriage a bit prematurely, but we do not have to be coaxed into love. We can do that on our own, naturally. Believe it or not, that is what I want, truly. Far too many women have been forced into marriages and used to the liking of a man. I will not do the same to you simply because you're a man, and I can, and it's within my power. I want to be better than those who have come before me. Perhaps not in all ways, but in some. There has to be a point where the cycle breaks. And there has to be. And until you want me, I will not have you. Do you understand? Good. That is not what I said. Well, obviously I am a maid. I've never done such things. I was brought up to be a proper princess and a proper ruler. My name would be ruined if I just gave away my virtue in such a way. Well, I suppose I am a bit curious, but that's something we're supposed to find out together, right? Well, I suppose I am a bit flustered. I've never spoken of such things before. What are you... I already told you... Well, then what are you doing? Well, I suppose this is fine. If we are not to do anything of the sort. Lying next to you is fine. It's only natural for you to embrace me in such a way. I am your wife. Why would you not? I am royalty. Anyone who would dare touch me in a way would be severely punished. It's safe to say I've only ever been embraced in such a way by my mother or father. No, it's quite nice. I feel almost like a baby being swaddled. Your warmth consumes me. your arms around me like this, it makes me feel safe. I don't know how to explain it. Do you think we have a chance at love? I hope we do. I want to. The small council was an absolute nightmare today. Of course I'm upset. Nothing but a large group of men rambling about things that don't even matter. I should have them all hanged. At what point does it become treason to waste the Queen's time? What is it, my love? Is something bothering you? You seem quite upset. I hope I haven't done anything to hurt your feelings or to cause you discomfort. I see. I'm disrupting you. I didn't realize you were trying to sleep. I'm sorry, of course. Would you prefer if I left? I can leave you to sleep, and I can come back later. Or perhaps I could even sleep somewhere else. No? Well, what would you have me do? If me speaking is really causing you that much discomfort, I can simply leave. Or just stop talking, I suppose. You don't want me to stop talking? I'm a bit confused. What seems to be the problem then? I see. Of course. I can help you go to sleep. Come here. You can rest your head on my chest. And well, I do hope it's comfortable. You want me to help you fall asleep? In what manner would you like me to assist you? I can't say I've ever done something like this before. I don't exactly think I'm the expert. But if my love insists, I'd be more than happy to try my best. A story? I don't much think I know very many stories. Perhaps I don't know. Maybe I could make up a story. Promise you'll laugh at me, though. It's been a long day, and I'm rather tired myself. Alright. Here it goes. There was once, a butterfly. Or at least it thought it was a butterfly. But it was rather dull and grey. And it didn't understand why all the other butterflies did not like it. And the butterfly was shunned and disliked by its peers. And one day it grew very large. It became the biggest butterfly. Even though it was dull in colour and looked vastly different from the rest of the butterflies, it became the greatest and strongest among them. And one day, in passing, it met another butterfly that looked just like it. And the butterfly asked a question. Like, why do we look so different from other butterflies? Why are you laughing? I'm trying my best. I told you not to laugh. Are you going to let me finish or not? Now hush. Where was I? Oh, right. The other butterfly looked at our main butterfly and said, "Why, you silly little goose. You're not a butterfly at all. You're a moth." And of course, the butterfly was not convinced. He'd grown up knowing nothing but butterflies. So of course, he was stubborn and he did not wish to admit that he was something else. The moth, knowing he was too stubborn, flew off and left him there to ponder. He thought, and he thought, and he let the wind blow past his wings, and eventually he took flight. Some of his butterfly comrades joined him, and as he looked around, he began to realize that they were all following him. He knew not where he would take them, but all he knew is he would go nonetheless. And he realized it didn't matter if he was a butterfly or not. He was happy. What a day. Peasants want farmland, merchants want ships in gold, and nobles want all three. Honestly, it's times like these I can see why my father implemented a more barbaric way of rules. And then there's you. Yes, you were constantly fidgeting in your throne all day, and all you managed to achieve was to wrinkle your clothes and challenge me on every decision I made in front of the entire court. Then pray tell me what I hope to achieve in giving the masses an education. They are far too busy working fields, helming my ships, or finding new land for us to claim. Oh yes, your common homeland, isn't it? The one you haven't even set foot in since you were a newborn. Who even told you of such things? Ah, Irving Allister. should have guessed as much. Well, the next time you decide to visit him in his prison cell, remind him he still belongs there, won't you? And as for your people, forgive me, our people will soon fall in line with my kingdom's policies. They want to waste their time trying to improve a wheel on a wagon. They can do it on their own time. Well, if history was proof enough of anything, your people are quite stubborn. They don't kneel so easily. Do you really think it will be necessary to let them have the distractions? Very well. I will take it under advisement. Oh, what now? Who's been ruling in your stead? Well, after the death of your dear mother and father, your kingdom more or less has been ruling itself. Your people were quite adamant about not having a foreign ruler, enough to start a rebellion against my father's army. Since then, I'm told it's being run by a council, with the hopes the heir will someday return. How fortunate for them, then, that I intend to reunite you with them. Of course it will be that easy. King Martin and Queen Pavetta were adored by their subjects, so naturally they will love their son, you. Besides, you have something of a charming demeanour about you. That naive innocence people love to see in a child. Oh, I'm sure you've learned a lot about the world tilling farmland and planting crops. But enough of this history lesson. It's been a long day and I want to sleep peacefully tonight. Strange. Why are all the candles out? Did you leave the window open, love? Assassin! Guards! Guards, it's an assassin! Wait, what are you doing? Let go of him. Guards, after her. She's got your king. She locked the door? Well, break it down then. Where did they go? Where are they? Ready every hound, knight, and soldier in the castle. We have to find them.
Hey. Psst. King, oh king. Are you asleep? Hey, wake up. Oh, and here I thought I knocked you out cold with that punch. How are you feeling, by the way? Where are you? You're in my hideout. I found this place old and abandoned in the woods, outside the castle. Not the most ideal place to observe you and the queen, but I've had worse. What am I doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to ensure the queen never gets her hands on the Yulton throne. Why? Well, because I was paid to, of course. I'm an assassin, after all. Well, technically, I was aiming for the queen, but you pushed her out of the way. Then, when I tried to reach for her, you got in the way again. So, I had to go with plan B, getting rid of you. Who sent me? Why, your people, of course. Some members in the Council of Yulton decided that stopping that little brat you're married to from ruling the kingdom had to be done at all cost, even if it meant slaying you. Well, if it makes you feel any better, only one council member decided to hire me. The rest shot the idea down and were relieved to hear you were still alive. Shame you'll never see them, though. The reason I'm telling you all this? Oh, well, that's because you're already dead, my lord. You were poisoned while you were drifting in and out of consciousness. I gave you some poison. A simple prick of my blade on your wrist. Don't worry, it'll be painless. You'll just slowly have your senses fade away. You'll get tired, fall asleep, and never wake up. Simple and painless. In the meantime, I felt like talking a little. You are my last contract before retiring, after all. I'm sorry to tell you this, but there's no bartering for your life, my lord. I'm a professional. Once I've accepted a contract, I see it through till the end. This is your last night in this world. Hey, don't get so distraught. It's nothing personal. In fact, you'd be back at the castle right now as the ruler of 2 kingdoms, if you hadn't gotten in my way. Why did you save her, though? You can't honestly tell me you've been having fun with the daughter of the man who murdered your parents. What is it then? Wait, don't tell me. She's not bearing your child, is she? Good. That would have made things more complicated, if that was the case. So, what is it then? Do you like being her closest servant? Because you're nothing more than that. Not in her eyes. Please, you're just a tool to her. A means to an end. All she really seems to care about is surpassing her father. And you and your kingdom just happen to be the way to do it. I'm wrong. Then answer me this, King. How does she treat you? Like an equal or a pawn? What do you think will happen once she announces your existence to Luton and lays claim to it? You honestly think she'll have any use for you then? Maybe if you're lucky, you'll serve as the royal footstool. But more than likely, you would have had an accident. And then she'd be all alone to rule. Maybe if you're very lucky, You'd have sired a child before then to carry on your family's legacy. But in the end, it'd be her legacy. What's that? Your face is going numb. Well, it sounds like the poison is working. Shame we couldn't have met in better circumstances. Say what you will about the Queen, but she was quite lucky to nab such a looker for a king. Well, I should be going. It'll only be a matter of time before the poison fully kicks in. Farewell, King. I'll give you some privacy to make peace with your god. What?
Susa,
How did you find me?
the king tried escaping through the very same forest for months. Now I've spent my childhood in them. And between you carrying the king combined with your weight, your footprints made a bigger impression in the earth. My question to you is, how did you think I wouldn't find you?
Well, regardless, you're too late, my queen. The king will lay dead before the sunrise. The poison is already taking its effect.
What? No. That can't be. You're lying.
Does it look like I'm lying? He seems to have worked up quite a sweat, slumped in that chair.
I'll have your head for this assassin. Guards, get him back to the castle now. And find a cold, damp cell for her to wait her death in.
That won't matter, my dear. Unless you know what I poisoned him with. And I'd be willing to talk, provided you'd keep your word to release me.
You must be insane to think I'm going to strike a deal with an assassin who tried to kill me less than an hour ago.
Perhaps. But what you aren't is stupid. You know as well as I do, if he dies, all your plans to rule Elton dies along with him. And besides, what kind of queen would let their king die, especially after saving them? Face it, you need me, your highness.
Fine. Guards, restrain her, and take her back to the castle at once. You'd better hope and pray that he lives, because otherwise the people are going to have to come up with a whole new word for what I'm going to do to you.
Oh, so feisty. I can...
Take her away, now. Hey, look at me. Everything's going to be fine, I promise. Of course I came to save you. Now keep your eyes open, do you understand me? Hey, stay awake, that's an order from your queen. Do you hear me? This is no time to be making jokes, my love. Someone help me get him into the carriage. He can hardly stand. Hey, stay awake. We'll be at the castle soon enough. Hey, stay with me. You're awake. Thank goodness. How are you feeling? Tired. So am I, but tonight's almost over. Soon we can go to sleep.
Sorry if I'm ruining the moment here, but if you could have your guards release me now, I'd like to be on my way.
Oh, that's funny. You think you're going somewhere?
What? Hey, I held up my end of the bargain. Your Highness, your puppet king will be up and walking tomorrow, like nothing happened. Again, with the slap.
Silence. You come to my kingdom, try and assassinate me. Then when you couldn't get the job done because you're just that bad, you tried to assassinate my king, my husband. I never once agreed to keeping you alive. I didn't even agree to give you a quick death.
Wait. You don't have to do this. Please, it wasn't personal. I was just doing my job. Hey, you, king. Help me out here. Control your queen.
If you think for 1 second you're going to weasel your way out of this, I'm sorry. What did you say, love? Don't hurt her. You must be delirious from the poison. I make the rules. I am queen. If you want her head mounted over our fireplace, which it sounds like it with the words pouring from your mouth, better yet, let me hop right out of bed and find someone to mount it on. Do you understand? Don't think for a second that you can tell me what to do. And as for you, assassin, I hope you got a good look at the sun today, because it will be the last time you ever see it. I'm going to make sure you live a long and painful life in my dungeon. By the end of it, you'll have wished you drank the poison.
No, hey, unhand me. You see, you're just a pawn to her. She's just a ruthless...
I've had enough of her tonight. As for you, my love, have you lost your mind? Did you forget she almost killed me? Almost killed you? Everything I worked for, gone in an instant. The dynasty my father worked so hard to build, and you would show her mercy. No point in hurting her. How foolish. She needs to be made an example of to show people what happens when they try to go against me. She will die a slow and painful death for what she's done. I'll make sure of that. And no one will stop me. Especially you. Don't give me that look. I'm going to bed. Thank you for saving me twice tonight and, well, for not dying. Let go of my hand, you fool. I'm still mad at you. No, you look at me, General. I don't care how many search parties you have to send out. We will find the king. Oh, thank goodness. No, come here, my love. What has taken you so long? I sent for you to join me on the battlefield weeks ago. What could have caused such an outrageous delay in your arrival? Ambushed on the road. I should have sent more guards with you. This is all my fault. No, I have no one but to blame. I can only blame myself. I should have brought you with me. I should have never let you out of my sight. Never mind that. Accompany me to my tent, will you? This is a conversation we had best have in private. Follow me, love. Are you hurt? Bruises, cuts, anything? Are you thirsty? Hungry? I'm sorry, I'm incredibly on edge. As I'm sure you can imagine. Well, I must admit, I was raised for the throne, but I've never been in battle before. I've seen so many things I'd never expected to see and been faced with so many choices I thought I'm just under a lot of stress, that's all. I thought having you here with me might alleviate some of those stresses, but then when you didn't show up, it seemed to only cause more. But you're here now, and that's what matters, my king. You're here now. Well, there have been several skirmishes along the border. Say what you will about your people, but their loyalty and sheer stubbornness is second to none. No, of course, we expected this. Me marrying you, of course, means I have a legitimate claim to your throne, but there were bound to be resistances. Why do you appear so sad, my love? I see. I understand the bloodshed of your people cannot be an easy thing to witness. However, I must ask you to step back and see the bigger picture. For without these small battles to win the war, you will never truly hold a claim. We will never truly hold a claim together to your throne. I thought that was what you wanted. For us to rule together. To bring peace and harmony to both of our kingdoms. Good. Good. Then I hope you won't mind that I've taken a few prisoners. Of course. It is the way of war. Surely you know that. Just a few farm boys. Something you were not too long ago. See, my love, I was hoping perhaps you could speak to them. They're hiding their weapons somewhere in the forest. And though I have sent my men to go and locate the stash, we've had no luck. These farm boys know exactly where the guns are located, but they just won't squeal. I've had my finest men at their throats for days, but they won't speak. Their lips are sealed oh so tightly. It's quite annoying, really. Well, you are their king, after all. If they were to open up to anyone, would it not be you? You don't think? So you really won't speak with them, my dear? What a shame. Well, I must simply have word for my torturers to rip them limb from limb then until they speak. If only you had agreed to talk to them, perhaps it could have spared them some pain. Oh well, cannot be helped. For you know I would never force you to do something that you didn't want to. Other than marrying me, of course. Oh, it is but a jape, my dear. Has it not turned out as amazing as it could have? You and I are both in love, entranced in each other. Most arranged marriages do not have the same ideal chemistry you and I do, but here we are. We have ended up in the most ideal of circumstances. I do not look so sad. Well then, I must ask you to put on this armor here. What? Did you think I asked you here to give me a favor and then sit knitting by the fire? No. Appearances matter, and you, my king, we must appear united on the front of battle. And of course I cannot have a stray arrow piercing your heart, so I must ask you again to please don this armor in the name of your Queen Stella, your wife. Thank you. I hope you bring me good luck, my love, on the field of battle. Indeed, you've brought me good luck thus far. I cannot see why you would not continue to do so. This is our fate. Our victory is ordained by all the gods. Can you not see it? Our victory is just in reach. I can almost smell it. No, perhaps that is the burning of flesh. Though I might say that they are one and the same. You don't like it? The smell? Yes, I suppose it does not befit your nose. You are my king, but you are a dainty little thing. Oh, I mean that in the most respectful way, of course. I only meant that. While I get my hands dirty, you seem to be going behind my back to try and sue for peace. Oh, come now, my love, don't play these stupid games. How long have we been together, and how long? How many times must I catch you doing things behind my back before you realize you should stop doing them? I give you my love, and I give you my trust only for you to step on it each and every time. It's so disappointing, really. But, as always, my dearest king, I forgive you. So, I have many things to attend to, my dear. If you need assistance equipping this armor, I can send someone in to help you. Of course, my love. And I'm sure you were very famished after your long journey. I've also had a few meals prepared for you. You may have your pick. Goodness. Yes, if you wish, you may bring the food you don't eat to the soldiers. I don't know why you care for them so much. Anyways, I will prepare my horse and yours. I expect for you to be joining me within the hour. You do know how I hate it when you're late. I shall see you, my love. And a kiss for good luck. Goodbye, my king. I hope to see you ever so shortly. And tonight, if we win, you may join me again in my tent. Such a pretty flower. There you are, my king. Wondering what was going to take you so long. Let it be. The battle was fierce, but I find myself in a rather strange sensation of... not sure. It's hard to explain, though. I would very much like you to join me in it. This garden, it's beautiful, is it not? Perhaps a bit overgrown now, but beautiful. We are standing in Old Hen's most famous castle. Did you know that? I wasn't sure how much you paid attention during our war councils. This is why your parents met their end at the hand of my father. I didn't say that to mean... These are the royal gardens. Yes, a gift to your parents by a lord or lady. As this was the most famous castle in Ultan, your parents visited often, vacationed here. It may not be the capital city of Ultan, but your parents might have even spent more time here than they did at the capital. This garden, the love of your mother and father, tended these flowers daily. They've grown so bright and beautiful. The likes of which we would never see back home. Everything there, all the marshes we have, all the muddy moors, nothing compared to this. I think perhaps I grow more jealous of you by the day, and you are actually able to grow up here. I'm jealous of the fact that you got to have a normal childhood, far away from the politics of court. Never mind that. What are you doing? For me? You're giving me this flower? Well, husband, I never thought that we would participate in such... Forget it. Do as you will. Behind my ear, then. Here. Do you think so? I'm glad you think that I can be pretty, even though I have such tendencies that perhaps make you grow shy of my touch. At least in our moments of solitude such as this, we can let down all the pretenses. Just be ourselves. What would I do without you, my king? I mean it. It's been quite difficult the past few weeks. At least this ridiculous rebellion is over. You and I can take our rightful seats as king and queen of Alden, finally. Doesn't the thought of it excite you, my love? Your birthright is just a few days' ride from here. Haven't you thought about it? Are you not as excited as I am? No, I understand. All the confusion you must be feeling. I would imagine it's normal for someone in your position where the circumstances are, well, not normal ones, that's for sure. I called you here because I wanted to be alone with you. Is that strange? Well, with everything that's been going on, I begin to feel your absence more and more. I didn't quite notice before how much I actually desired your presence. It's only been recently that I have noticed there's quite a small pressure in my chest, a feeling of loneliness when I look to my side to exclaim something wonderful to you, and you were not there. Strange. Listen to me ramble. I sound like an old woman. Forgive me, my king. Perhaps it is the exhaustion, dehydration, lack of sleep. I've never ridden into battle before. Perhaps I'm unwell for me to be babbling about such things. Well, my king, do you wish to escort me back to the encampment? Yes, after this stronghold has been secured, you and I shall ride to the capital of Alden, where we will be crowned king and queen. And then you and I will have successfully become leaders of not only our own country but yours as well. I do not wish to wait for them to make a bed ready for me here in the castle. I'm asleep now. Wait a moment. It is quite nice here. Perhaps we should stay. Would you allow me to rest my head on your lap, perhaps? Yes, here in the garden. Is that ridiculous of me to say? I only wish to lay in the comfort of your embrace, here, my king. Enjoy our peace, our solitude for what little time we have it left, until we must return. Return to the foolishness that is court. Thank you, my love. No, I'm fine. Must only rest my head a bit. Yes. Yes. Damn. Well, this is exhausting. What are you grinning at? Really? What are you grinning at? No reason, I just think that if you have such a smug smile on your face, I should be given a reason. Well, I would hope that it is directed at me, but for what I could not even begin to guess. Only good things, hopefully. Why don't you share? I'd love to know. Well, I know there's no need to stress over all the pieces on this map any longer. The battle is won, and we are on our way to be crowned in Ultan. All is right with the world, and yet I still feel as if I'm not yet done. As if there's more, even though I know deep down we've earned a peaceful rule. Sorry, I'm rambling, aren't I? I'm sure you have many of the same stresses. As husband and wife, we share this burden. I see. You like it when I am at work. Is that what the smug look was for? Well, at least one of us gets enjoyment out of it. And to be frank, I'm happy that it is you. Tell me, how are you, my love? I cannot imagine of this has been easy on you. Us tearing through your country, striking down your very own people. Granted, they're trying to take from you what is rightfully yours, but still I cannot imagine it has been easy on you. You may tell me, my love, if you wish to be sent back. We can turn around right now. Never thought I would hear myself saying such things, but I would let go of all ambitions for you. My father is rolling in his grave right now. No. Good. My heart stopped for a second there. Of course I would have done it, but it would not have been easy. Too right you are, my love. Our ambitions are yet another thing we share. I'm glad you've come to see things the way that I do. You are not the same farm boy you once were. You have become quite kingly. And quite jealous, to be honest. In the small amount of years, you have become a completely different person. You take on your duties with a straight face and such strength. And yet somehow you manage to keep this head on your shoulders and always do the right thing. Never for a second sacrificing your own beliefs. I'm envious, really. For so long I was a scared little girl. When my father died, I'm sure I still was. I acted constantly out of fear, hurting those around me. You could say it's why I garnered the reputation that I did. Being evil and cold, I didn't take pleasure in those choices. I just had no idea what else to do. I'm very glad that you are mine, that I have you now to help me find strength in all matters, my love. Sorry, rambling again. How was your dinner? It was lovely venison. I'm quite surprised the men were able to catch it this time of year. Well, we've had dinner. Time for dessert. Don't you think? No, of course not, silly. We haven't any cakes out here. Surely you understand where I'm coming from. It is our duty as king and queen to look ahead towards the future, to our children and our children's children, a dynasty to last forever, a dynasty that cannot be started unless we... Yes, there you are, my love. Now you understand. All in good time. Wake up, my love. Wake up. It is an important day today. You haven't already forgotten, have you? It is our coronation in your homeland. Yes, of course. Very important. But it seems you've forgotten. I'm only teasing, love. You must wipe the sleep from your eyes. I've already picked out an outfit for you. I had hoped we might match a little bit. Purple represents royalty. Didn't you know? So I think it's important for us both to don it when we enter the throne room. I am glad you see my reason in it. Well, aren't you going to get up sleepy yet? Can't you see I'm already ready? Well, of course I'm excited. I would be a liar if I said I was not. Aren't you? Granted, I know you never chose this, but it's something we've been fighting for years now. Both of us. You and I. It's important that we both enjoy today. It's more than just a coronation. It's a celebration of peace, finally, between our countries. This war is finally ended between us, and now we can flourish as one united kingdom. I'm glad that I'm celebrating it here with you, my love. And not some random pompous lord that my father would have made me marry if he was still alive. Though, if my father was still alive, we wouldn't be here, would we? No. Probably still be raiding your country's borders. He had ambition but no tact. He was no better than a lump of... I don't know. You should have seen him on his deathbed. He couldn't even sit up. My point exactly. You'll make a much better king, and me a much better queen. But that much should already be obvious. Oh, I am very much so still tired. I stayed up all night, I couldn't sleep. I tried reading books, counting sheep. So much. None of it seemed to work. But I found an old tome in a sort of secret compartment on the nightstand. See? Look at these markings. I tore the library apart looking for some sort of translation. Turned out it was a magic tome. Imagine that. A magic tome in a long-forgotten castle. So it got me excited and, well, I would rather be excited and learning something new than stay up all night worrying the coronation wouldn't go as planned. And that is what I did. It's really quite simple. This one is for starting a fire. Oh yes, I was not stupid enough to try that one. It'd be a horrible way to go. Before our important day as well. This one makes water appear out of thin air. I tried it. But I shan't soak you now. I don't want you looking like a wet mop. Let's see. This one heals wounds. Well, I won't tell you how I tested that one. You'd be cross. Only a little. It didn't hurt, really. Well, I appreciate you worrying over me, but now I know this cool spell. What else? Oh, yes. This one. This one requires a little bit of backstory, because I had initially wanted to toss this tome aside. I have sort of a bad history with magic. It's what drove my father to an early grave. His ridiculous, incessant, depraved madness that drove him to find a cure for death. He wanted to live forever, you see. So, I saw that this was a magic tome, and that being that, I just didn't want to touch it, but I found an interesting section. Well, it's quite raunchy, if you will. A bit taboo. Magic that, well, that perhaps a lady of the night might want in her arsenal, if you understand what I mean. I don't know, I thought it was interesting. Quite funny, really. And I was reading through them all, and, well, I learned a few of them. Well, it is our big day after all, isn't it, my love? And, well, we will need a celebration later. No, I don't mean the parties, though yes, they will be grand. I meant when it's just the two of us. We shall celebrate. Yes, of course, as much wine as you'd like, my love. But don't tell me you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I learned magic just for you, and you're brushing me off. Don't you want to know what I taught myself? Fine. If you refuse to listen to me, then I have no choice but to show you. So, close your eyes, and when you open them again, you're going to see something magnificent, I promise you. Oh yes, something that kings, queens, dukes and duchesses would claw each other's eyes out for. But something that you, my love, get for free. No peeking. I won't have a cheater. Only open them when I say. Do you understand?